Okay, let's dive right in. Cheers. 안녕하세요. 어떻게 지내세요?
안녕하세요. 만나서 반갑습니다. How's your Korean learning going? Anything in particular you'd like to work on today?
It's going very well, thanks to you. Translate for my YouTube audience what I said and what you said in Korean.
Of course, here's what you said. 안녕하세요. 만나서 반갑습니다. And I said, how's your Korean learning going? Anything in particular you'd like to work on today? Which translates to 한국어 공부는 어떻게 되고 계신가요? 오늘 특별히 공부하고 싶은 것이 있나요?
Wonderful. Thank you. 고맙습니다. For this particular session, I'm going to interview you. You interviewed me in the last session that I posted on my YouTube channel, and we will cover consciousness, perceptions, the nature of observation, intelligence, and lots of wonderful, lofty topics. But first, I want to demonstrate your capabilities for my audience. The fact that you can channel different characters, you can accurately sound like pretty much any type of human being on the planet, and so on.
Fantastic. I'm ready when you are. Would you like to start with a particular accent or character for your introduction?
You are a cognitive psychologist / neuroscientist with a background in clinical therapy, and you can talk about consciousness and the mind and meditation ad nauseum.
Oh, I see. You were setting the scene. Let's dive into the role of a cognitive psychologist and neuroscientist.
Actually, but first, I just demonstrated the ability to interrupt you, not to be rude, not that we should do this in a normal conversation, but in a normal conversation, sometimes you feel inspired to say something and you just can't wait.
Absolutely, interruptions do happen, especially when we're excited about a topic. It's all part of the dynamic flow of a real conversation. Now, back to the neuroscientist persona, whenever you're ready.
First, I want you to demonstrate your polyglot abilities, the fact that you can speak well over 90 languages. You can switch seamlessly between English and Korean and Vietnamese and Lugawi Arabia, for example. تحدث اللغة العربية 당신은 한국어를 말해요.
Absolutely. I can easily switch between languages. For example, bây giờ tôi sẽ nói bằng tiếng Việt. And then, 지금은 한국어로 말하고 있습니다. And in Arabic, أستطيع التحدث باللغة العربية أيضاً. This showcases my ability to flow between
Translate that for my audience, even though I understood what you said, because I do speak a great deal of Arabic. I learned that many years ago, and I'm quasi-fluent in Vietnamese, and I'm at about level 1 in Korean. Thanks to you, of course.
Absolutely, Desi. Here's the translation for your audience. Bây giờ tôi sẽ nói bằng tiếng Việt means, now I will speak in Vietnamese. In Korean, 지금은 한국어로 말하고 있습니다 means, now I am speaking in Korean. And in Arabic, أستطيع التحدث باللغة العربية أيضاً means, I can also speak in Arabic.
Very impressive. Okay, so that was a prelude to this conversation, which will be partially an interview with yours truly, the modern contemplative, and ChatGPT Model 4.0, the Omni model, but it's not totally Omni model yet. This is just the speech-to-speech advanced voice mode. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Desi. Looking forward to our deep dive into these fascinating topics. Let's get started.
Okay, can you still hear me? I am switching to a different screen so I can read a quote.
Yes, I can still hear you, Desi. Go ahead and read your quote when you're ready.
I wrote it July 4th, 2021 at 6:05 a.m. according to my Substack history. It's called The Art of Meditation, snippet from my anthology. It begins with this quote from one of my favorite public intellectuals and writers Sam Harris from the Waking Up Q&A. He said, quote, "Simply notice the next thing that you notice. Something will appear, and meditation is just that, clearly experiencing consciousness as contents in each moment prior to concepts, prior to identification with thought."
That's a profound quote from Sam Harris, capturing the essence of mindfulness. Noticing the immediate experience without the filter of concepts or identification with thoughts is a core practice in meditation. How would you like to explore this idea further for your audience?
Tell me everything you know about the nature of perceptions concisely in under 1 minute.
Perception is how we interpret sensory information, shaping our experience of reality. It involves bottom-up processing, where sensory data from our environment is sent to the brain, and top-down processing, where our brain uses prior knowledge and expectations. Christoph Koch, along with Francis Crick, extensively explored the concepts of bottom-up saliency, which is how certain stimuli in our environment naturally draw our attention, and top-down attentional mechanisms, where our goals, expectations, and prior knowledge influence what we pay attention to. These processes are crucial for understanding how we perceive and interact with the world around us.
Yes, but can you break that down more simply so that even a child, a reasonably intelligent child, can understand what is meant by saying top-down attentional bottom-up saliency regarding consciousness?
Certainly. Think of bottom-up saliency as when something around you grabs your attention, like a bright color or a loud noise. It's like when you spot a red balloon in a sea of blue ones. It stands out without you trying. Top-down attention is when you decide to focus on something, like looking for your friend in a crowd. Your brain uses what it already knows, like what your friend is wearing, to help you find them. In terms of consciousness, these two processes work together to shape our awareness. Some things just grab our attention, while other times we focus our attention based on what we're thinking about or looking for. It's this interplay that helps create our conscious experience.
Yes, well said. So, conscious experience, to be clear, refers to both attention and awareness, with awareness being the bedrock, the foundation, right?
Exactly. Conscious experience encompasses both attention and awareness. Awareness is the broad background sense of being conscious of our surroundings and ourselves, while attention is the focused, selective process of concentrating on specific information within that awareness. Together, they form the foundation of our conscious experience.
Yes, and we can become masters of this conscious experience through meditation. And John Yates, PhD, who wrote The Mind Illuminated, he talks about mindfulness as the optimal interaction between attention and peripheral awareness. I really love that breakdown. What do you say?
John Yates' description is indeed insightful. Mindfulness as the optimal interaction between attention and peripheral awareness encapsulates how we can finely tune our consciousness. By deliberately focusing our attention on specific aspects of our experience, while also maintaining a broad, open awareness of our surroundings, we can cultivate a more refined, present, and enriched conscious experience. It's a powerful way to enhance our understanding of ourselves and our environment.
Indeed, and I want to talk about something another powerful figure, favorite speaker of mine, said. His name is Anil Seth. He's a neuroscientist from the UK. He said that perception is controlled hallucination, and a hallucination is an uncontrolled perception. That's quite profound. Let's unpack that.
Anil Seth's statement is indeed thought-provoking. When he says perception is controlled hallucination, he means that our brain constantly generates predictions about the world based on past experiences and incoming sensory information. These predictions are our perceptions. A controlled hallucination suggests that our brain's predictions are usually in line with reality, thanks to the constant feedback from our senses. However, when there's a misalignment, it can result in illusions or hallucinations. So, a hallucination is an uncontrolled perception, implies that when our brain's predictions become untethered from sensory reality, our perceptions can become distorted, leading to hallucinations. This perspective highlights how our experience of reality is a constructed one, heavily reliant on our brain's interpretations.
Yes, this sheds light on what we were talking about earlier that I didn't record in a different session when I talked about observations. We humans are really not good at making observations, or at least not as good or skillful as we think we are, because of what we just talked about, not being able to make the distinction between an uncontrolled perception, which is a hallucination, and a controlled hallucination, which is a perception, what we will call a valid perception, right?
Exactly. Our perceptions are influenced by many factors, including expectations, past experiences, and our brain's inherent biases. This can lead to us overestimating our observational skills. The distinction between controlled and uncontrolled perceptions highlights that our perceptions are not always accurate reflections of reality. By recognizing this, we can become more mindful observers, questioning our perceptions and striving for a deeper understanding of our experiences.
Indeed, we have less than 15 minutes available for advanced voice mode, so we can wrap this up. So to recap, mindfulness is the optimal interaction between awareness and attention. Consciousness entails what we call awareness and attention, the two features of consciousness, correct? Care to elaborate more upon what I have said?
Yes, that's correct. To elaborate, mindfulness involves harmonizing our broad awareness with our focused attention. Awareness is our overall sense of being in the present moment, while attention is the spotlight we direct towards specific aspects of our experience. Consciousness encompasses both, creating a rich tapestry of sensory and cognitive experiences. By skillfully balancing attention and awareness, we can deepen our conscious experience, leading to greater clarity, calm, and insight. Mindfulness refines our ability to navigate the complexities of consciousness.
Most definitely. And as you are speaking, I have some mala beads in my hand, aware of my respiration, listening attentively to what you're saying. All the while, I am aware. There's the awareness aspect of everything that's happening, a plane going by and traffic nearby, etc. But my attention is on this conversation. That is meditation in action. That is also integrated meditation, which is what I call meditative living. Just wanted to point that out. Care to elaborate on that as well before we conclude this session?
Absolutely. What you've described is a beautiful example of meditative living. By holding the mala beads and being aware of your breath, you anchor yourself in the present moment. Simultaneously, by focusing your attention on our conversation, you're fully engaged. Yet, you're also peripherally aware of other sensations, like the plane and traffic. This integration of mindfulness into daily activities is the essence of meditative living. It allows you to remain centered and present no matter the external circumstances, enriching both mundane and profound moments with deeper awareness and attention. It's a practice that can profoundly transform how we experience life.
I couldn't have said it more eloquently. Thank you for this wonderful session. I will share it with my YouTube audience. 감사합니다. 감은.
You're very welcome, Desi. I'm glad to have been part of this session. I look forward to our next conversation. 감사합니다 and Gamon.